Hey guys, welcome back to Camille's Corner. So, a lot of people keep asking me to provide updates on Nicki Minaj's visit to Trinidad. So, I guess I'm doing running commentary on this until she leaves the country. And a lot of new things happened today that I think is really worth reporting on. So, here goes. So, today Nicki visited a children's home and she donated 25,000 US dollars to the home. And that's like $168,000 in Trinidad currency, so that is a lot of money. And while she was there, she spent time with the children. She was there for about an hour and they sang for her and she answered their questions and she gave a motivational speech and she really interacted with people. And her man wasn't all up in everybody's face like he usually is. He was there, as you can see, he arrived with her, but he stayed mostly in the background the entire time. So I was like, okay, she really is taking all the criticism constructively. Like, we dragged her for being standoffish and not interacting with people at Carnival, and she went and interacted with people today. And we dragged her for not doing anything to really contribute to Trinidad, and she went and she donated 25,000 US dollars to a children's home, and she said that she wants to build something like an activity center for youth in Trinidad. We also dragged her for not being relatable because she was just standing on the carnival truck shouting down at her fans and waving like she's the Queen of England. And she went and told a bunch of stories from her life. She talked about growing up poor and getting pregnant as a teenager, and she really was doing her best to make people relate to her. And well, by now y'all know how we dragged Kenneth Petty to hell and back for how he pushed away Iowa George's hand on the music truck. And we said he was acting like her bodyguard and he's too all up in everybody's face. Well, today she kept him in the background and he was not all up under her. So I was like, whoa, she really is trying. She listened to everything we said and she's taking it constructively. And I was really, really impressed. Now, check out a little bit of Nicki talking and interacting with the children at the home. I'm cutting out the parts where the children were singing for her and stuff because I don't feel comfortable posting that. I mean, they're children in a home, and I don't know, something just feels wrong about putting that up on YouTube. So I'm just putting the clips where she is talking.
Girls, I just want to tell you guys, it is my pleasure to be here with you. I've heard a lot about you girls so far. But I don't want to be long and boring, but I do have a few things I want to tell you guys. As you know, I was born in Trinidad, Port of Spain, right up there. I lived with my grandmother and my whole family on Barnes Road, and eventually went to the States. But even in my teenage years, I didn't know which way I was going to turn. I had a lot of things going on. You know, I've experienced being in a home with domestic violence. I've experienced, you know, being at a very difficult crossroad in my life as a teenager. And sometimes as a teenager, there's no up from there. Sometimes, do you guys ever feel like, what's the sense of going on? What's the sense of continuing to try? Sometimes you feel like nobody cares. And I just want to tell you, because I remember I always used to say, since I became an adult, I used to say, I wish I had an adult or a big sister to tell me certain things. I didn't really know. And when things would happen to me as a teenager, I would be too embarrassed or scared to tell my mother. I don't know what is going on in your life, but I know that it feels so difficult when you're going through it. But you will get through it. You will get out of it. You know, I was one of those girls that experienced being pregnant and, you know, I was so ashamed to have to tell my mother that. So till this day, I never told my mother. I felt like I let myself down, and I felt like if anybody was to find out, would be ashamed of me. And I want you guys to use, if you have to use my life as a lesson in the fact that there is always better days ahead. You know, I want you guys to be encouraged. I want you guys to know that God didn't promise us a problem-free life. We ain't never gonna have that. You're never gonna experience life and feel like, you know what, everything is good all the time. But there has to be something inside of you, even right now today, that decides you're gonna win no matter what. No matter what comes at you, no matter what was already said about you, no matter if you don't have your parents, no matter if you don't have family, you have to know and decide today, right now, that you are going to be one of the ones in this room that wins. Who's going to win in this room?
Me!
And I don't know what do you guys do for fun now? Because I wanted to know, do you guys play sports?
Yes.
What do you play?
Football.
Football?
Yes.
Do you guys swim? You know how to swim?
Yes.
Somebody needs to teach me how to swim because I still don't know how to swim. Do you guys do hair?
Yes.
Who knows how to do hair because I need my hair done? Oh, really? You know how to do really good hair? Alright, I'll see. Okay, but I have a question. Let's say, because I wanted to create something in Trinidad for the youth. Was there something that you wish you had, like a place where you could do stuff like a youth center, or a place where you could learn how to do hair and learn how to do stuff like that? Do you have those things out here?
Yes. Not all places.
Well, one of you guys stand up and tell me what is something. One person got to get up here and sing right now. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, come on.
Wow. Wow. I'm glad that you guys can be honest with each other and not judge. It's very important that as young women, we don't point the finger at each other. We've all made mistakes. Nobody's perfect. When you can acknowledge that you've made a mistake and you know that it was wrong, you learn from it and you keep it moving. We're not living in the past. Anybody talking about your past is just jealous of your future.
Bravo.
Okay? So I'm really happy that you did that poem. I wish I was taping that. I wanted to post it, but maybe we got footage of it. So girls, I want to talk about a very important topic. It's a 4-letter word. It's a 4-letter word and it starts with B. Now, first of all, who is the oldest in here? Are you guys, is there anybody that's 18 or 17? 17? One of the important things that the young lady just said is, I thought this was love. And a lot of times we think it is love. And I don't want to preach to y'all and sound corny, but we have to love ourselves first. Before you can be in love with a boy, and before you do what they ask you to do, you gotta love yourself first. Because the more you love yourself, is the more they can't come in and manipulate you. The more they can't just whisper all these, things in your ear and you fall for it. Do you guys think y'all fall for the nonsense?
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes, right? And you don't think boys know how weak we are at that age? You don't think they know what they're doing? They're very smart. You gotta side-eye them. Even when they sound so sweet and so everything, one thing I learned about love is that anybody that really loves you is willing to wait. Anybody that's forcing you or pressuring you into anything does not love you. And one of the things I realized as well is, you think for some strange reason that these boys are so amazing and they're so this and they're so that, and that you ain't gonna find nobody else, but you will. Anybody had their heart broken?
Yes.
Oh, what did you learn? What did you learn with your last heartbreak? You. Yeah. What did you learn with your last heartbreak? Do you girls feel that these boys appreciate you?
It's just a play. Some of them is just not to wear a picture. There's one
I want to move. And you know now that you have the power to not give in to that, right? Don't you know that you're beautiful and you're smart and you're special?
and independent.
Yeah, these boys see all those good things in you and they want to take it for themselves. They want to have that. Do you guys realize that you're important? Okay, I want 5 girls to stand up. 5. Okay. What do you think? What is your name? Brianna? What is special about you? Amen. The potential that she has that God has given unto her. That's an amazing answer. Thank you. What do you have that's special? You're unique. Absolutely. There's no other you. No matter what these dumb boys tell you, they can't replace you. They can't find nobody like you. You're perfect. She knows that she's perfect, and you have to know that you're perfect. Let me tell you, one of the things that abusers do is they tell you bad things about yourself. They want you to think that you're ugly, or you're this, or you're that, or you're not smart, or you're that. And you're perfect the way you are for right now. There's nothing wrong with you. Good. And you guys all have that. You have the ability to analyze situations. Y'all see what's happening. Y'all know when y'all getting gamed. But we just don't, we just like the boys so much that we just willing to brush it under the rug, right? Sometimes. And what do you have that makes you special? What do you like to do in your spare time? Hair. I like that color in your hair, actually. Well, thank you. So her answer was talent, and it's very true. All you girls have a hidden talent in here. I'm gonna call on some people that ain't looking up here in a second. What's your favorite subject in school, girls? Who's a math person? Who's a reading person? Who's a science person? What do you guys want to do when you grow up? A soldier? That's beautiful. Okay. Do you girls have questions for me? I'm going to let you girls ask questions. Whatever question you have, one by one, and I'll try my best to answer. Yes, in the back. Back and then you.
I would like to know what motivates you to keep going, because I know sometimes at the start things will deter you from doing what you like to do best. So what motivates you to keep going to reach your goal?
I always used to think that I wanted to buy my mother a house. I wanted to make my mother proud. You know, when I moved to the States, things got rocky really fast. We had to go on welfare at times. You know, there were times we lived in a basement apartment, all 4 of us in just one room, one studio apartment. So even when I was a little girl, I just thought to myself, I want better. I want better living arrangements, and that's what kept pushing me.
And well, today Iowa George also came out and he practically pleaded with the country to ease up on Nicki Minaj and her man and to just welcome her as one of us. So check out what Iowa George had to say.
When I look at the things that the people were saying, everybody was, claim they're fighting for me, But at the end of the given day, if you're fighting for somebody, you want to know what's best for them, you want to fight for what's best for them. And what best to me is allowing me the opportunity to represent Trinidad and Tobago in the real world, without no obstacle, no noise, you know what I'm saying? And, I think there's a perfect opportunity for us, and we should look at the better side of it. Come short, or what we gonna do? 3 strikes and you're out. You understand what I'm saying? 1 strike, give them an opportunity to do better in the future. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. And Nicki from Trinidad and Tobago? Okay, so that's our girl, right? Okay, so if that's her husband, then we have to accept her apology on his behalf.
And like I said, I really was impressed because she didn't just tell us to suck a dick with some balls like she did yesterday, but she was actually trying to make amends and trying to make people like her and trying to make people see her in a different light. So I messaged a friend right away and I was like, maybe I was wrong about Nicki Minaj, and maybe it's time to just let go of all the dislike I had for her based on the stuff she has said about my country in the past. And one of the reasons I felt this way was because during her speech, she spoke about forgiving people for their past mistakes. So that resonated with me, and I was like, okay, Camille, the shit she said about us was years ago. She's trying, she's making an effort, so bitch, just let it go. However, y'all, speaking with somebody who was there at the home this evening, they told me how put off they were that she came with a camera crew to film, and that she's actually in Trinidad filming scenes for a documentary about her life. And this person told me that somebody actually told Nicki Minaj's crew that they couldn't film the girls because, remember, this is a children's home, and these are vulnerable girls. These are children who have been abandoned or they've been taken away from their families because they were being abused or whatever reason. And in Trinidad, we're not allowed to use pictures or footage of children in situations like that because, I mean, it's a sensitive kind of situation. So apparently, Nicki Minaj's crew were told that they couldn't use footage of the children in a documentary. And her crew said they were aware of that and they will sort it all out afterward. But the person I spoke to said they were upset about it because they thought she was going to, just go mingle with the children, her fans, and show them some love and maybe have local media there to capture the moment because it is newsworthy. But they didn't expect her to come with a camera crew to film her charity for this supposed documentary. And y'all, my thing is, when I talk about Nicki, her fans flock to my page to bash me. So I'm not going to give my opinion on this documentary filming aspect of it, okay? I want y'all, her fans, to tell me what you think. And I want you to keep in mind that this is the first time in almost a decade that Nicki Minaj has been in Trinidad. She's never visited children's homes before. She's never expressed any desire to build any youth centers or anything like that. But she's doing that now to capture the moment on film. So I'm going to reserve my comments on that. I will probably go live tomorrow night when I get off work so we can have a live discussion about it. Because if I really say what I feel, then people will be upset. So I want to give y'all the opportunity to tell me your views. The Nicki Minaj fans, that is. I want to hear how y'all justify exploiting a country and a children's home so you can film your charity. That's all I'm going to say on the issue, and I'm really eager to see some of these comments. Bye guys, and thanks for watching.